So I've just acquired the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro, and I believe that it's one of the best content creation cameras value for money that you can buy in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned content creator or maybe you're new to the space and you're wanting to figure out what you should buy and how you should create your content, this is a fantastic place to start. What we are going to be doing in this video, which I think is incredibly important, is we're going to be putting the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro through its paces. You're going to be seeing examples of video in 4K 120, 60, 4K 30, the cinematic shots, and pretty much all that this thing offers. I don't want to sit here and just talk tech with you. I want to show you what I can personally get out of this camera as someone who's a hobbyist, as someone who loves their camera gear. I do have another YouTube channel and that's how I fell into this. But this thing for me ticks all the boxes of everything that I personally need. And Les down at JB Hi-Fi here in Helensvale gave me the idea that I should go and get one of these tactics boxes from Bunnings, which is just a hardware store here in Australia. But this thing lets me put all of my accessories for my Action 5 Pro in here. Now, is it a little bit overkill? Well, yes. If you're going to be buying this for the form factor, for the small kind of use of it, then you can just grab this on its own and it is fantastic. However, I have some drones and a whole bunch of other stuff that I put in the same little box. So what I love that they've done with the Action 5 Pro is they've been able to give you some options of in the creator bundle and also accessories that you can buy after that to really enhance the shots that you can get and the creativity that you can add into your videos. For example, I have a suction cup that can go onto my buggy when I'm filming in there, and that just automatically clips in with this magnetic clip that DJI have. It's a quick release clip. Grab yourself a whole bunch of these. This Ulanzi light is my absolute favorite. I love this thing in all sorts of situations. We're going to get into that as well, but this basically just clips onto the side. You see how quick that was. We have a shotgun mic. We also have the DJI Mic 2 Mini that I'm wearing right now. That can connect to this wirelessly, which is an absolutely massive bonus. But enough of that. Let's get this show on the road. Let's get down to my workshop where I'm building my golf clubs and see how the DJI Action 5 Pro might work in a vlogging style scenario on a day-to-day life if you've got one of those lifestyle vlog channels, because this is super impressive. Alright, so we just about made it here into the workshop, and what I want to do is I want to put this DJI Action 5 Pro through its paces and see, as a content creator, as a business owner, as somebody who's pretty much doing it all for myself in terms of my marketing, etc., etc., can this little Action 5 Pro actually be powerful enough to create the content that I need for my social platforms to promote the business and do all of that sort of thing? So it has a whole bunch of different attachments that I've actually bought and things that I find personally useful. I don't have the Amazon affiliates agreements or anything like that a lot of people do, so any links or anything that I post in there's no kickbacks. It's just what I actually use. One of them is the Ulanzi light. That thing is going to be instrumental, and I think that that's phenomenal. But let's get into the workshop, let's build some clubs and see exactly what this thing can produce from a tiny little Action 5 Pro camera. I'm interested. Alright, so here in the workshop we are about ready to build some clubs, and this is a little bit messy, but it's a workshop, it's what it's supposed to be. I've got the Action 5 Pro mic'd up to a little Joby mic. It's a little shotgun mic which I would use in the golf cart all the time. However, there are ways to improve this and ways to make it better. Now, even though this little USB-C to TRS cable in the Joby mic works really well, you can also get the DJI Mic Mini, which I would recommend, or the DJI Mic 2. That's probably the better, more expensive option. However, the Mic Mini for most people, most creators, is just fine, and it's a whole lot more inexpensive. So let's switch to that and see how that sounds. Remember what this sounds like. Alright, so now I have the Mic Mini, or the DJI Mic Mini 2, which is absolutely awesome. I really love this microphone. I use it for all of my golf vlogs when I'm out on course. I use it for pretty much all audio where I need a lapel mic that I'm going to be walking to and from the camera. And the ability to be able to connect this directly to the Action 5 Pro without any other cables, without any transmitter or anything like that, I think is phenomenal. Not only can you have one, but you can also have two. So if I'm out playing golf, I'm fully confident that I could use this Action 5 Pro to go and film a whole golf round with me and a mate, and we can have the mics, or even more people, and just swap the mics around. And it's going to record it on individual channels, or you can put it all together on the same channel as well. Absolutely awesome from DJI. I can also tuck it in under my shirt here to make it a little bit more inconspicuous, and if I flip that DJI around, you really probably wouldn't notice that it's even there. The next thing is that even though this image quality actually looks really good, you can enhance it and drop that ISO, which is going to give you a better image quality by using something like a little light. Now this little light from Ulanzi, even though it is absolutely tiny, once you put it on, it packs a punch. So let me turn this thing on. That's 1 setting, 2 setting, 3 setting. Like, this little thing actually gets really bright, and if you're going to be using this action camera quite a lot as your main camera, then having a light there is going to give you a much better exposure on your face or the subject that you're trying to record, and you can drop that ISO, giving you better detail in the highlights and that little window behind me. And there we go. So as you can see behind me there, the highlights are now not clipped. I could actually see out that window. I can reduce those highlights, and yet I'm still lit on the subject of my face because I have that little light there, which is super, super handy and super, super helpful. Also, what you're able to do with the DJI Mic Mini 2 is you're able to go in and adjust the gain to bring the gain down to make sure that your audio levels don't clip. But we're here to see a club build, and we want some cinematic shots, and we want to be able to see just what you can produce from this thing, and is it good enough to create that content for small businesses, small content creators that really want to pack a punch with quality, but not have the expense of a $5,000 to $10,000 camera rig. Let's get into it. So one of the other major talking points about the DJI Action 5 Pro is the super night mode, or the ability to be able to create great quality images, great quality video in a low light situation. Now I still have the Ulanzi light that's sit there on the side. That's going to help get some light into the sensor even in this super light mode or super night mode. But in terms of the actual lighting that's set up here, it's a pretty dim lit situation. So the ability to be able to have that super night mode, if it produces a great image quality, is going to be a massive help, especially on such a tiny little camera with a small sensor. So, and when I say small sensor, I mean small in comparison to like a full frame lens. Anyway, we're here in the simulator. Let's see how this goes. I've hit the first drive and we have 284 to the pin. Hit that pretty well. And I guess with this super night mode, what people are going to want to use this for is social media content, social media posts, the ability to be able to use something other than your phone that's still a little bit incognito in terms of the size and the profile of the camera itself, but we don't want to forego that image quality. And even with iPhones, even with the really good smartphones, they're still struggling a little bit in this low light situation. So if the Action 5 Pro can provide something like super night mode, which those phones don't really do that well, then it does really give it a leg up in terms of the competition when you consider, well, I've got my own SD card that I can put in this. I also have a 50 gig or 47 gig internal storage in the DJI Action Pro 5 Action Pro. That's a lot of words. Just hit the ball. It's nicely struck. Oh, good shot. Well, now you got to see if I get a birdie. 4 meter putt, 5 centimeters downhill. Of course I did. But let me know what you think about this quality. Super night mode here in a dim lit situation. Is it good enough to use on social media? Would you use this in a full video situation if this is the whole video that I'm going to be, doing or recording? Do you think that that's something that gives you a good level of image quality and that is sustainable and even competitive in the market when we're talking about everything that everyone else is producing is such high quality? Does this hold up? That's me using the Action 5 Pro in a daily scenario. What I believe that this thing will do is add a whole new layer of just texture, different shot angles, different input to my current content and my main channel here, which is the golf channel. But also what it's done for me is it's allowed me to be more creative and try something new and expand my skill set on using something that has such a small form factor that's a little bit more incognito as well. So if you're somebody who might be a little bit shy to use a camera, you're getting into it, you're new to it, then the form factor of this is going to be probably way more beneficial for you in terms of confidence than having a big camera rig like my Sony here with the 24-70. This thing, I've said it 100 times already, really packs a punch. If you're on the fence about getting one, I would just suggest just get one. I have the Osmo Pocket 3 as well. I think this, in my opinion, leaves the Osmo Pocket 3 for dead in terms of a vlogging camera. I also get a little bit nervous with the Osmo Pocket 3 with the way that that sensor sits up there on the gimbal. But again, for the purpose of what I'm using it for, this guy was a heck of a lot better. Anyway, that's it from me today, guys. Hope you like this video. If you do, subscribe to the channel. It's a brand new channel. We're going to be bringing a whole lot more content to you, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.